if you were going to prescribe someone, you could prescribe them with THC or without?
Good question. Good question. So how to even know what's in, because when you go to your local drug dealer on the corner, what is it that you're getting and what is it that you're not getting, and how do patients know what they're getting? So first of all, does everybody know that cannabis, when I say the word wild type cannabis, that means cannabis as it grows in nature. It has another word called ditchweed. It's an indigenous plant all over the world. Wild type cannabis, before it was cultivated by humans, has next to no THC in it. Street cannabis has almost entirely, the cannabinoid fraction is almost entirely THC. So what humans have done, and I think it's a good thing medicinally, I don't think the street drug is a good thing, but has taken a plant which in a wild type environment has almost 0% THC in the cannabinoid fraction, and created an organism that has almost 100%, not 100% THC, but almost all of the cannabinoid content is THC. So the plant has an amazing variability in terms of the numbers of effects that it can have physiologically. For example, we all know and love dogs, or most of us know and love dogs, and there are many different kinds of dogs. There are more types of cannabis than there are types of dogs. So, you've got huskies, which are good for pulling sleds, and poodles, which are not good for pulling sleds. Cannabis can have many effects, so different and particular strains can have different medical effects, and part of the patient education that is important for patients to get the best value out of and the best results out of their medicine and minimize side effects is the ability to know how to choose a good strain. There are laboratory methods that are now available, and many dispensaries or cannabis cooperatives where patients get their medicine from are testing for these levels right now. And the two most important ones are THC, which most of us know, CBD, which is the one that I hope you get from my talk today, and then there are a whole host of others. And it depends on what particular medical effect that we're going for. For example, there's another one, CBG. CBG is very good to help people sleep. It's very good for sleep. There is cannabichromine, CBC, is a dopamine uptake inhibitor, so it raises the levels of dopamine in the brain. Very good for depressed patients or patients that potentially suffer from depression. So there's a lot to it, and laboratory testing helps, and also if you know the genetics of the plant, the determination of which cannabinoids the plant makes is determined mostly by the genetics and also partially by the growing environment.
I can make one comment related to that.
Oh, yes.
THC being sort of, or CBD and all the other stuff he was talking about has been bred out of the plant on the black market, right? Because that's what the black market wanted. And in the medical community, there's a big push and a big rush to try to find the strains that have the CBD and breed them back into the plant.
And current published data that I've seen, 1 in 50 strains of cannabis has CBD in it. So 49 out of 50 strains don't. And I have had discussions with people who have done quite a large number of tests with thin layer chromatography. And their opinion was it's more like 1 in 700. So really there has a lot of the medicinal pieces have been bred out of the plant. And now what's kind of happening is a cannabis renaissance, at least in Washington. And the beneficiaries are the patients who are now able to, instead of rolling the dice on street cannabis, are able to get good quality medicine.